very good afternoon, members of the press. We have called this press conference to come and address the issues pertaining to the by-elections that we are all aware of. Our legal team has successfully served ZEC through the Chief of Elections, Mr. Utole Saigwana, with our appeal and the letter of demand of all our legitimate candidates to be included on the ballot for tomorrow's by-election. The statement by Mr. Saigwana that he has removed our candidates is therefore nullified by the court appeal, pending the determination of that appeal. Accordingly, by-elections are proceeding as scheduled with all our candidates on the ballot paper. We urge all citizens to turn out in their numbers to reconfirm our legitimate candidates by re-electing them back into Parliament. This whole debacle of going back and forth in the justice system has exposed the following. ZANU-PF has contaminated and corrupted our justice system through the criminal abuse of the courts. They are afraid of proper elections and are using nefarious, albeit failed attempts to remove legitimately nominated candidates from the ballot paper. They have tried without success to use the needless by-elections to divert our attention from claiming and pursuing our victory of the harmonized elections of August 2023. The regime is afraid of our momentum and the huge and genuine political support that President Chamisa and the Citizens Coalition for Change have accumulated in the country. This has been exposed by the clandestine use of rogue elements to abduct, torture, and assassinate our candidates and activists. In Mavuku Tafara, for example, they have abducted and murdered Bishop Tapumane Masaya. Although the perpetrators of these heinous acts are known and have been recorded on camera, no single arrests have been effected. While seized with the senseless and unlawful by-elections, the government business has collapsed and resulted in citizens being denied proper representation, being denied their right to vote, and the sanctity of their vote being undermined. An opportunity to adequately debate, dissect, interpret, and ensure that the national budget remains pro-poor has been lost due to the unlawful recall of members of parliament. All this misprioritization is happening at a time when the nation is faced with unprecedented drought that will severely expose the fallacy of a bumper harvest through ill-conceived Fumvudza looting scheme, leading the majority of the citizens facing starvation. The August 2023 elections were rigged, as confirmed by all observer missions stemming reports from SADC to AU to EU and even the Zimbabwe Election Commission, thus making Mnangagwa's government illegitimate and operating on a de facto and caretaker basis, pending the final resolution of the electoral and legitimacy crisis. As we grapple with finding a lasting solution through SADC and other avenues, we urge the citizens of Zimbabwe to turn out in their numbers tomorrow to make an unequivocal statement through voting back their representatives as elected on the 23rd of August 2023. What we have always been saying, there is a desperation to put an unpopular person in the name of Scott Sakupkhanya into parliament, using all unnecessary and necessary illegal means. This is obviously illegal. It should not be permitted. Mr. Scott must go through the ballot and face a legitimately nominated candidate in that constituency. Any other thing other than that is a total illegitimacy, total illegality, and criminality. But we know and we are aware of the intentions and objectives of forcing Scott to go into parliament to facilitate the further looting and plunder of the resources of this country, in particular in the area of mining. It has nothing to do with the people of Mavuku. And we want the people of Mavuku to know that Mr. Scott's going into parliament has got absolutely nothing to do with them. And they must stand and demand their right, as per the constitutions and the laws of our country, the right to vote. The people of Mavuku deserve a candidate of their choice. And tomorrow it is their day to come out in their numbers and go and join the queues and vote for a candidate of their choice, which is not Scott. They know their candidate. Kufaku Zivishe Munyaradzi is their candidate there under the Citizens Coalition led by President Nelson Chamisa.
If that happens, you proceed and then what are you going to do?
Already our lawyers are seized with that matter, challenging that in court. We don't expect that to happen. Mr. Sakpanya can only be declared a winner in that election if he wins the elections tomorrow, which is actually very unlikely. It is more possible for the sun to come from west to east than for Mr. Scott to win in Mavuku Tafara constituency. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. My question will take you to
yes.
During the main general election, we saw one presidential candidate being removed, similar to what's happening right now. They went to court, every other court, the result was they were not going to participate. I just want to understand, what's the rationale of keep going to the court? Who's the result? No, what is it that you're trying to prove by repeatedly going back to the court over and over? I'm sure you have more than 7 or 8 court appeals or
more than that, yeah.
That are there. What's the reason behind that?
Okay. Ndichatanga kupindura nechishona mvunzo wabvunzwa neve kustudio 7. Isisu tiri kutarisira kuti mazita emacandidates edu anga aripo pamaballot papers. Mutongo wakanga wapiwa nedare reHigh Court wakaapiliwa kuSupreme Court nemagweta edu. Apili iyo inoreva kuti mutongo wakanga wapiwa unombosendekwa padivi kusvikira paitwa decision paappeal inenge yaita. Zvazvinoreva izvozvo ndezvekuti in the meantime maballot papers haachinje, ndava ruling yakanga yapiwa yaiswa aside decision ye-CCC to appeal that particular decision, and the decision appeal yoyo haisati yadeterminiwa. Saka isusu as far as we are concerned tikatotaura macandidates edu nyika yese kuti dzokerai mumhanye munomukambena zvakasimba because mazita enyu anofanira kunge ari paballot paper mangwana, and vanhu venyu vanofanira kubuda muuwandu vonopinda muelection vodhimanda kuti vaite sei vavote unless and until paita a different judgment from the appeal. Tichazviona ipapo kana asipo, asi vanhu vedu vanofanira kunge varipo vachidhimanda right yavo yekuita sei yekuvhota, because hapana chikonzero chokuti vanhu vanenge vabvisirwei. Takaenda kumatare edzimhosva tikaapila decision yekubvisa ikaiswe paside, saka vanhu vedu vanofanira kunge varipo pamapolling stations. I think that is the main message yatiri kuudza kumacandidates edu nemavoters edu kuti vanhu veZimbabwe tinofanira kumira takasimba. Ndava nyaya yekuvhota haisi nyaya yeZANU-PF. Nyaya yekuvhota inyaya yekodzero dzevanhu vemuZimbabwe kuti vavhotere vamiriri vavo vavanoda muparliament nemucouncil, and hatingaregereri vanhu veZANU-PF vachienderera mberi nenhau yekuti vanhu varambidzwe kuvhota. Saka isusu takaapila kucourt. Our appeal is there. Kana chiteedzera mutemo wenyika chaiwo nemaziro atinoita mutemo, vanhu vedu vanofanira kunge varipo kusvikira Supreme Court yataura zviri different. Saka tiri kutarisira kuti vanhu vedu vange varipo, and kana pasina judgment inotaura kuti havapo, zveshuwa vanofanira kunge varipo. Ndofunga ndakupindurai, ndichamira ipapa pari zvino. And then there is the issue of the rationality of keeping on going to courts. You see, we are determined to follow the rule of law. The CCC is a lawful political party that is established in terms of the laws of our country. And we've done everything possible to comply with the law in terms of the formation of our party as well as the design of our party. There is not a single illegality in our processes. And we have continued to give the courts an opportunity to demonstrate their impartiality, to demonstrate their professionalism. And this is such an opportunity. We expect the courts, at the very least, to demonstrate some semblance of impartiality and objectivity. And in addition to that, there are many other options that are available to us, which we have just parked, because we are following certain processes and strategies that I am not at liberty to disclose at this point in time. But should such a time come, our Citizens National Assembly will take a resolution and announce a resolution to the nation as to the course of actions that we will be taking thereafter. So we want to urge the courts, we want to urge all involved in these shenanigans to say, please, let us go back to the rule of law. Let us go back to constitutionalism. Let us liberate our courts from capture and allow the courts to process disputes in a just and fair manner. And this is important not just for the CCC, but for the generality of the people of Zimbabwe. Every citizen wants to get a sense that they will get a fair and just treatment at a court of law. Every business person, every economic person, every investor, they want to be sure that the rule of law is operational in Zimbabwe. And this process of manipulating and exploiting the courts is not just affecting the Citizens Coalition for Change, it's even affecting the general image of the country, and that continues to hold back economic progress. Of course, Mr. Mnangagwa is not concerned about the progress of our nation, is not concerned about the welfare of our people, but we are, and the people of Zimbabwe should be. I think that is the position that I can give you for now. We continue to follow every process that is permissible in a democratic society, that is available in a democratic society, the legal way, the political way, the negotiation, dialogue way, and so on and so forth. But there will come a time where we are going to say, we now put this matter into the court of public opinion so that the people of Zimbabwe can take their destiny into their own hands. But that is not such a time as of now. We are where we are approaching the courts, we have political programs on the ground. If there is a need to adopt a different strategy, our Citizens National Assembly, which is the highest decision-making body of our party, will take such decisions. Yes.
Thank you. How do you plan to end the onslaught against your movement by the regime? Do you have a plan to end this onslaught against you? Or just reacting to whatever they do?
We are not just reacting to what they do. I think I've just explained that when the Citizens Coalition for Change was formed, we did everything possible to ensure that the legalities and constitutionalities of this party were unassailable. Our signatories at ZEC were submitted accordingly. They were accepted. They are known to ZEC. There's from official signatories of our party. Everything that was supposed to be done has been done. We went into a flawed election. Mr. Mnangagwa failed to win that election. We rejected the results, and we've not changed that position. And that is what angers Mr. Mnangagwa to start these senseless, needless by-elections.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? If not, then thank you very much.